Welcome to New Hampshire's Business. I'm Fred Coker. A boatload of bills in the New Hampshire legislature have emerged on housing, including one on zoning, and it's to fix the state's housing shortage, which is now termed a crisis. My guest will speak to this, but first, here is the housing crisis in numbers. At 23,670, the number of new affordable homes necessary to meet economic needs of the state now. 90,000 new housing units needed by 2040, and 0.6% equals the vacancy rate of rental housing statewide now. Now, here's a map, a small lot, single family. This zoning map was created by the students and researchers at St. Anselm College and New Hampshire Housing and the Department of Economic Affairs. It shows a statewide restraint on new housing where small lot, single family homes are allowed in yellow, in the color yellow, but prohibited in that color purple, which is a lot of the state, and not developed in the gray areas. With me to speak to the reasons for the housing shortage and legislation to fix it, our State Senator Rebecca Perkins Quokka of Portsmouth, sponsor of a major housing bill, and Alyssa Margolin, Director of Nonpartisan Housing Action New Hampshire with 80 New Hampshire organizations, including New Hampshire Housing, Community Loan Fund, and the Granite United Way. Welcome. Nice to have you here. Now, let me ask you specifically, what is it specifically that has led to this housing crisis in New Hampshire, which has been brewing for years? Senator?
Yeah, well, I think that across the state we've seen some artificial restraints on what would otherwise be natural housing growth. For example, in Portsmouth, if our zoning had been different, we've heard that 1% growth in housing per year might have kept up with prices and demand.
Alyssa?
The senator's right. The way we got here was underproduction, and we're living through that now. Yeah,
we're living through it. Yeah, oh boy, are we. Okay, now you're the sponsor of a bill to do something about it, and here's a snapshot of that bill. It's called Homenibus. It's Senate Bill 538. And zoning districts with a certain percentage of affordable housing, tax relief to incentivize office space conversions to housing, parking alternatives for residents, lot sizing to smaller, I assume, and sewage requirements for those not on a municipal system, right? And so, Senator, some of the communities, including your own of Portsmouth, have asked for all of this, right?
Yes, sir. So what we saw this week at the introductory hearing was that legislators are looking for solutions on housing, and so we saw bipartisan support for this bill and a broad coalition because the ideas in here are technical. They're meant to be sound solutions to the problem that's affecting all of us. Some are requests, some are brainstorms, others are seen in other places.
And you have some bipartisan support, I assume.
Yes, well, I'm working with two of my Republican colleagues on the Election Law Committee to make sure that we can bring an amendment together and bring this through.
Alyssa, the Municipal Association in New Hampshire represents most communities, and they are interested in this bill. But where are they coming out on it?
They've endorsed some of it, but not other parts of it. You know, they are advocates for local control, and the senator's trying to negotiate, I think, pretty common sense solutions, but they haven't fully endorsed the proposal, but they have endorsed some of it.
And the problem seems to be what some of your colleagues, Senator, and Municipal Association I've read, are concerned about the loss of local control over zoning. Is that right?
Well, I mean, most of the legislation is enabling. So there's the option of a tax credit, the option of inclusionary zoning, you know, parking alternatives, and the option for the select board to enact zoning amendments. So there are some pieces that ask our cities and towns to look at national innovations, particularly on lot sizing. But again, we're going to try to strike that right balance.
What's the future look like for this bill, Alyssa?
I think it looks really promising. We really do have a broad coalition. A lot of business voices are asking for this. And we've noticed a change in tone in hearings. It's no longer if we're going to do something, it's about what specifically will have the most impact.
We've arrived at that point.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? After all these years and the problem hanging over our heads for so long. Well, I want to thank both of you, Senator Rebecca Perkins Quokka and Alyssa Margolin, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Fred.
We could talk a lot more about this, and we will in the future. If you missed part of this briefing, you can go to WMUR.com, where it will be posted all this week.